Okay, y'all, I'm back. We're moving on to the next dip on the list, and that's French onion dip. Okay, any good French onion dip uses truly caramelized onions. Okay, caramelized. I cook these low and slow, really low and slow. I actually cook these longer than usual, about an hour and a half. They're cooked down to a concentrated perfection. And although you're going to need about a cup to a cup and a half of onions that you're going to need to caramelize, and if you, I'll put an annotation down there so you can see how I do it. You know, you don't have to do it like I do it. I'm just going to show you. In my case, I'm using about 3/4 of a cup of my caramelized onion, which would equal easily 2 onions. Okay, we like the extra onion. As I just said in the other video, I'll say it again in case you don't watch the other video. These are basic ingredients. Don't be saying, oh, not salty enough, oh, too salty. You know, start out low. You're going to incorporate this and make it yours. You adjust the seasonings the way you see fit. If you want to put something else in there, do so, okay? You can use fresh minced garlic. You can use just minced garlic from a jar. I'm just using a little garlic powder this time. I've got just a dash of salt and a dash of pepper, white pepper in here. But guess what? Don't freak out. If you don't have white pepper, use black, okay? Now, if you're doing a big party or something, you might want to stick with the white pepper, but if you're just making it for home, you know, more power to you. All right. This is room temperature, but it's always hard for me to get going. I admit, I've got short arms, so I'm showing you this is 1 cup of sour cream. This one packages, just one package of, which of course equals to be 8 ounces of cream cheese at room temperature. The 1 cup of sour cream, I've got my onions, I've got my salt and pepper and garlic powder, and I may have a little mayonnaise reserved for that. If I don't need it, I never use it. I rarely use it, but I do keep it handy in case I do want to use it, okay? So I'm going to stop the camera for a minute, get this going. When I get this nice and smooth, it'll take me 2 or 3 minutes, and then I'll come right back, okay? Then we'll just mix in everything else, all right? We'll be back. Okay, y'all, I'm back, and now I'm going to, look, if you want to do this in your mixer, feel free. I'm just used to doing it by hand. Oh, it took me about 2 minutes. Take some elbow grease to get that cream cheese smoothly incorporated. As you can see, it is, okay? And now, in with my caramelized onions, if they want to come out. They're so concentrated, they just want to stay right there, don't they? All right. Sorry if I'm shaking that camera. Don't know if I am. I don't know if I'm not. Here's my little mini spice dump, just a little salt and pepper, and the garlic powder. I'm using about half of a teaspoon of garlic powder, but believe me, I can easily change that. I'm starting out with that. I'm starting out with just a scant dash of salt and pepper. Not even really measurable. We'll taste it first, okay? The key to a good dip is you want to really, it's like potato salad, it's like coleslaw, things like that. Certain dips, you want to make them the night before. You want to make them the night before. They just meld together and the flavors are just fantastic. And this, you know, hey, we've all done it, the soup mix. Come on, there's nothing wrong with that. But, you know, I've just gotten to where I just want to take a little extra step for my family. Don't have to, you know, this is just so easy. Why wouldn't you do it? And you know, even if you work, you can, I've said this before, I've worked and I've had children, etc., etc. I've done it. You just sometimes have to have a cook day. Maybe the one good thing you need is a good freezer. That I have to admit, that has helped me immensely. Can't just have one of these little freezers come with your fridge. You got to have an extra freezer. And I started out with like a 7 cubic foot freezer, you know, and that was a long time ago. So, anyway, believe it or not, folks, that's it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this sit for a couple hours, just kind of like the green onion dip. I'm going to let this sit, and in the fridge in a couple hours, I'll go in there and I'll have a little taste, and I'll see if I needed to add anything that before, you know, that way it will sit all night with the extra whatever I add, a little garlic powder, a little extra salt, a little extra pepper, whatever. Everything else is right on the money. Did not need any mayonnaise. I don't think I've used, I mean, of all the dip I've made, I don't know. I don't know that I've ever actually used it, but they always say have it handy, so I do always have it. It's in the fridge. I didn't even get it out for the show because, you know, I've made dip enough to know that I don't think I'm going to need it. So, anyway, as I always say, there you have it. French onion dip. If you make it, I think you'll like it. You having a Super Bowl party? I'm not. But a lot of you need some dip recipes this time of year, and since I know them, you know, I sure don't mind sharing how I do it. You can make it up anytime. You can half the recipe. I just made a full recipe because, believe me, it will get eaten. Around here, we're going to have it with broccoli, cauliflower, sliced up carrots, like long ways, you know, little petite kind, sliced long ways, and of course some chips and stuff. So we're going to have a little bit of everything. All right. So I'm going to move on to the next dip here in a minute. I'm going to switch some stuff around. It'll be a separate video. And I hope you try this. And as always, I appreciate you watching. I appreciate my subscribers so much. And I sincerely appreciate the comments. Okay? I'll see you in a bit. Bye-bye.